So I came across a screenshot from a Nigerian actress who said that Ned should stop begging Regina at the background and saying something completely opposite in public. I don't know how far this is. I mean, like how true this is, sorry. But I would say if it is actually the case, if it is the truth, then this is my conclusion about this. Nobody in terms of his wives has ever challenged Ned. No woman he has had a sexual encounter with, especially in matrimony, has ever challenged him. So I think at this moment he's like, who is this challenging me? And this time around, not just my wife, not just my ex-wife, but the youngest of them all challenging me. Then his pride is at play here. His pride is at play here. He has to defend his pride and he has to show the public that, you know what, guys, I'm still the man who is close to 70, the man who can get any wife he wants because he is rich, you know? And so I'm not backing down. Nobody, no woman can trample on me like that. So I have to defend myself. His pride is there. So that is why he comes out to tell his side of his story. And he's doing it like, the way he is doing it, putting out so many things out there, which to me is very okay for him to tell the side of his story. I'm very okay with that because two sides of a story, two sides of a coin is usually the best when you can judge if you want to judge something. Because if we were hearing just from Regina, it would have been very difficult to even judge. How can you hear from one person for so long and you want to judge? Hearing from him is better. Because it's easier for you if you want to see loopholes, or if there are loopholes and you can see them. You can only see loopholes if somebody gets to speak and say his side of his story like Ned is doing. And that is exactly why you see him putting out so many things. He's giving out a lot of information. He even tagged the hospital, and the hospital came out to debunk and said, no, you know what, we distance ourselves from this. And which is kind of embarrassing, but he's not stopping. Why? Because his pride, like I said, is at play here. But there's something I want us to ask ourselves questions, because when things like this happen, I'm very interested in this because many women are going through this. Yes, many of them have not spoken. Many of them will go through things like this. But again, when things like this happen, I want us to ask questions as humans and not as our genders. First, there are pertinent questions that you ask even before noticing your gender. Pertinent questions. The question I want us to ask as humans is, why is this man always interested in young girls? He's close to 70. Why get married to a girl who is barely 20? Let's just assume she was even 20. Why get married to a girl who is barely 20? Why do that? Have we asked ourselves questions like that? As a human, again first, before being a man or a woman, we don't just say things because we want to support men as men, or we don't just say things because we want to support women as women. Think about, ask yourself pertinent questions and tell yourself, I could be in this situation. My brother could be there. My daughter could be there. Myself, I could find myself in cases like this. Why is this man doing this? And again, like I tell you, these are some of the things that if you truly ask yourself questions, you will get to know that Regina, you will take your time to bash this young girl. I see people saying, oh, she used to insult people and tell them, go and get married or whatever. I didn't hear that before because I wasn't following the whole story. But I'm interested because it's coming out to the public like this. And again, if she was saying it, was she defending herself because people were bashing her for getting married to an old person? Was that the case? Or was she